what's the first thing is how do we stay relevant, but how do we continue to support, and as our mission statement says, to help businesses thrive during a pandemic. And that's a playbook that nobody had out there. I guess what it's done for us is to really, we're always talking about that think outside the box. Well, we're outside that big box.
Living our best life, no stress yet. Whatever happened to all our good faith?
And that's where we came up with what is it that they need? What are the tools that they need right now that they're in this pause mode? Most of the days when I'm listening to the businesses, gosh, they're just trailblazers. They're innovators and entrepreneurs. Their spirit is still there. And the nice thing about that is they haven't really lost faith. So I've been watching them and then basically supporting them because they're the ones that are the leaders in every true fashion. I would say that one of the things that we often talk about is to buy local. And I think that Johners are very, very loyal and they know that the need is there. We need to support them during this pandemic so that they're there in the end. The very nucleus of our city center is the small business. 76% of our businesses uptown are small business owners. So we know to buy, we know to support, but let's lift them up. Let's continue to lift up those folks by way of just, even if it's a shot in the arm or say you're doing a great job or handing over your debit card to them, whatever it is, just lift them up.
I guess initially it was just questions everywhere. Nobody really knew if we were going to open, if the season was going to be a wash. I guess once we got the okay that we could actually open, it was just a matter of really trying to reinvent the market overnight into something that could actually work. So we had to completely change the layout, how we thought of, the flow of the market, how we used the space at the square, kind of like everything. So we had to kind of go from the ground up.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, a lot of stress. We had spent all winter. This year was our 10th anniversary, and we had put in so much work, so many morning coffees on the weekend, literally trying to come up, well, how do we make this an epic year? The feedback just from our COVID plan and layout, there's nothing more reaffirming to me hearing your patrons and your guests saying you did a great job.
2020, as Leah mentioned earlier, it's our 10th anniversary, and we wanted 2020 to be a year to remember, but we didn't know how much of a year it would be, and how unforgettable it would be. But in the end, St. John came out for us, because without that, nothing would have happened. So people came out and they supported us. We couldn't be more thankful to the people of St. John.
And everybody certainly did support local week in and week out. It was a little more work than it normally was on a Sunday, where normally it just worked itself through. But next year, even with COVID, it'll go off without a hitch for sure.
To be an organization that supports tourism, to be an organization that sells our city, we needed to get pretty creative this year. We don't normally market to St. John. We market for people to come to St. John. So we asked people to rediscover our community, and we asked people to rediscover within New Brunswick. It was about being able to tell people that in a time when you thought you couldn't do anything, we reminded people what was still happening in St. John. Our team loves the work that we do, and being able to do this work is it lets you dig into the community more. Over the last year, I have been just completely blown away, as I know anybody that's watching this video will have felt this summer, to watch the extraordinary lengths that people in our community went to stay open, to change the way they did business, and then all the people in our community that came out, if you were able. People that were able to come out and experience the attractions, still participate in retail. This year, because it's not over, I learned how generous people are, and my time in the city, I've lived in the city for over 23 years. I've certainly had lots of opportunities to see how generous people are. This year, the resiliency of this city is staggering. It's actually like our history is that we're a resilient city. Try to burn us down, we'll build them back up. Try to burn us down a second time, we'll build back up. Well, I'm going to tell you, try to burn us down in 2020. We're all on fire, but this time we're built of brick.